The Detroit Lions were back in Allen Park the last few days, and there was a notable person missing, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we know that he is supposed to get a contract extension. Now, the weird thing about this whole thing is back at the Combine, we heard rumors that there was a deal already in place and that deal was going to range from $26 to $28 million. Then we cut to him on Instagram or wherever he was, bobbing to some music like he just got paid, right? So then free agency comes and goes. March is out of the way. April is here. And now we are currently 8 days away from the NFL draft, and there's been no word on his extension. Now, you could say that the Detroit Lions are waiting until the draft comes and goes before they make that happen, right? And they could be. That could be when they extend Jared Goff and free up some money somehow and start to divvy it around another way. Maybe there's somebody on the trade block that will be traded away from the team. Maybe the Detroit Lions are going to trade for an individual. If they do that, then they will have to take on that person's salary. It's not really about the draft picks because we're talking about pick 29. This guy is going to make essentially nothing. Once you get out the top 10, like the top 20, you really aren't making that type of money like a Hutch or something like that. Even Hutch is not really balling out until his 5th year, right? So when it comes to money, that may or may not be the issue, but what is there a problem here? Now, before you guys go and I'm not trying to make something up. I'm asking you, what do you think? Now, I did a video several months ago from Dave Burkett. Dave Burkett said if he were Amon-Ra St. Brown that he would hold out. Now, I'm not trying to put the focus on Dave Burkett, but I have my opinion. I have some thoughts on St. Brown, and this could be me, right? This could be a thought. So let's just, before we dive into it, you know what? Let's dive into it real quick. We'll do that, then we'll come back to my thoughts because I want to make sure that I get these in the video. Jared Goff was in front of the media yesterday, and here's what he had to say about St. Brown being absent. Says, we worked together a ton in the offseason. We're both in LA during the time off, and we have a great rapport. Oh my God, I say, Goff said. So yeah, we're good. Goff then goes on to say, it's exciting. It's fun to be back. I always love being back for this time of year. It's just fun to be around the guys and be able to work out and be able to be around the training staff and everybody. Now, the crazy thing is it has only been less than 3 months. When the draft is over, it will be less than 3 months since the Lions played in the NFC title game. And I don't know about you, but I could get used to going into late January. Like, think about this. If we would have made it to the Super Bowl, that takes us to February 11th. Had we won the Super Bowl, then you're talking about all of February is spent celebrating the Super Bowl. You got the parade. We're coming down off that, our first Super Bowl ever. Now, that's going to take us to free agency and the draft and then rookie minicamp and rinse repeat, right? So that 3 weeks of playoff football made a whopping difference, right? So I could definitely get used to that. But let me ask you the question, and that's why this video is here. It's not for me I don't know if there's a problem or not. I'm just going to give you my thoughts and I'm going to ask for yours. Of course, Jared Goff is not going to say that there is a problem. But St. Brown, could he be where he is contemplating holding out? Now, you and I both would say we know he's a tremendous worker. We know his work ethic is unprecedented. We know all of this. But we also know that he wants to get paid. We also know that he feels undervalued from the draft, not necessarily the Detroit Lions. So with that being the case, is it possible that he holds out? I'm not saying that this is the reason for that. This is voluntary, but you're talking about a 4th-year guy. You have veterans that are there. Not St. Brown could be in Germany. He could be somewhere. He could have plans. It's not really. It was good to see J-Mo there and other guys, but St. Brown not being there. Everything about it is voluntary, but there are other individuals as well that are going through contract who want extensions who did not go to voluntary camp. Cortland Sutton is one. Right. So I'm not saying that there's a problem, but I'm saying it could be. It could be because voluntary if you don't go to voluntary, you're either a seasoned vet, or it's usually something going on there. Now, you couple that with the fact that it's been almost 2 months since we initially heard that St. Brown was getting extended. So the question that I have is a two-parter. One, or part A is, do you think that there's anything going on with the extension? Or, and B is, do you think that this could be alluding to St. Brown holding out? If I'm St. Brown, this is tough for me because I'm a team guy. I'm all about the team and doing what's best for the team. But what I've seen from Calvin Johnson's time in Detroit and other players is how the league does not look out for their players. They pretend to care. Teams pretend to care. The Lions are really good at taking care of their own. And I'm not saying that they're going to do St. Brown dirty in any way. But you have to get to a point where you look out for yourself. St. Brown is going to be paid like a top 10 wide receiver, if not top 5, coming out of his last year. So does he take a chance at playing and getting hurt and messing up his money? Or does he take a chance, or does he play and, or hold out? Which one does he do? Which one would you do? So put in the comments below, in the comments, do you think this is just St. Brown just was like, I'm not going, for any other reason of him just not going? Do you think that it had anything to do with the contract? And what would you do if you were St. Brown? If you were Amon-Ra St. Brown and you are on the last year of your deal, making peanuts compared to what you really should be, what others who are producing like you, what they're making, you're making peanuts. St. Brown got a swag to him that he didn't have year one. He developed that swag. He earned that confidence. His swag is off the charts, in my opinion. It's off the chart. He's a lot different than he was at first. At first, he was more upset than anything else, kind of chip on the shoulder type guy. He's the same guy now, but he like, listen, not only am I the chip on the shoulder guy, but I'm a dog. I'm a dog. And, sometimes you got to toot your own horn. If St. Brown decides to hold out, I honestly am not mad at him. I'm not mad at him because you have to protect yourself. And I'm sure your teammates are going to understand because they would probably do something similar. And whereas I used to look at a person as selfish, I don't really look at them like that anymore because you are taking a risk. This is 100% injury sport. St. Brown, if he gets injured and he messes up his payday that he worked so hard for, what would that mean, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would like to also shout out Stanley Miner, one of my loyal subscribers and viewers, man. He was actually the gentleman that sat next to me at Kansas City. He purchased the extra ticket, and Stanley is a G. Congratulations. Thank you for supporting the channel. Your 1-month member badge. Let me tell you a quick story about Stanley. We're sitting in Arrowhead on the 3rd floor in the 30th row. So that's maybe about 10 rows from the top. And Stanley, on a cane, walks all the way up to the 3rd floor, gets to the 3rd floor. I'm looking for him because I'm like, is he going to make it? Right? Because he's like, I'm going to be there. Is he going to make it? And I'm looking for him. I look down and I'm looking for Stanley to come up the stairs. He comes up the stairs, and I hope you don't mind me telling the story. Kind of too late now, right? But, hopefully. And I see him, and he is looking up, and he's like, okay, one more go round. So he comes up. I go down there, and I'm like, you need some help? He's like, he good. So he comes up, sits down a few, comes up, eventually makes it up. We sit down, and we have a great time watching our Detroit Lions going to Arrowhead and humble that arrogant crowd, man. It was the best thing. So Stanley, shout out to you, man, and thank you for your support, as well as all my members, because this channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other, and as always, go Lions.